paint me like one of your French girls. I hope that made it on live.
Wait, what was that?
Is this your way of baiting me into saying it again?
I'm all about baiting, baby.
Hold on, can you say that one more time, louder and clearer into the microphone, please?
I'm an excellent baiter.
Would you say that you're a master?
Oh, had to go and take the wind out of my sails.
Hey, if you're going to tee me up like that, I'm going to take the shot 100% of the
time. Oh, man. So I guess we should do this, huh?
Let's do it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Beer Clock Podcast. Hope you are all doing well. I'm gonna bring the music down a little bit because I forgot to do that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's been a few weeks. We're happy to be back with each and every one of you once again, and get in here and talk about some random bull crap. The Beer Clock Podcast is just a fun way for us to get together and enjoy some time hanging out, shoot the breeze, talk about a whole bunch of nothing, and enjoy ourselves in the process. So yeah. How you been doing, Adam?
What is going on? I'm doing good. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us tonight. As usual, I will be facilitating the role as the ranter and belligerent portion of the podcast as usual. Do thank you all for your time coming in here on Server Life Gaming and Retro Death Row respectively. Good to be here. Thanks for being here as well.
You're the Chris Columbus character assassin, are you not?
I'm gonna get that son of a bitch one of these days.
That's your job. You're here to destroy Chris Columbus and everything that he supposedly stands for. So yeah,
supposedly stands for. He's a straw man for all my life problems.
So if you've never joined us on the Beer Clock Podcast, just to let you know, the way that this works is me and Adam enjoy a couple of cool, refreshing beverages and just kind of talk about stuff. So if you got one, crack that thing open and join on in with us. If you got a question that you'd like to ask or a discussion topic, feel free to start your comment off with hashtag BOCPod and shout that out there in the comments. Just to echo what we said last time, also don't feel free to start every single comment with hashtag BOCPod because some people seem to have gotten that impression. Not singling anybody out. We love you all. But yeah, no, if you got a question or comment or something that you want to toss up in the mix, we would love to hear that from you guys. So yeah. So Adam, what do you got to drink tonight? I didn't even ask you about that.
So, in keeping in line with my douchebaggery, fitness, weight loss, whatnot, I am enjoying a Corona Premier. Get excited. It's an astonishing 2.6 carbs with 90 calories per 12-ounce serving. Approved by all douchebags trying to drink and lose weight across the country, myself included. We are not sponsored by Corona Premier, but we are unofficially sponsored by Corona Premier.
But we wouldn't say no to it.
Douchebag drinking needs.
Right.
So, as much as I wish I had a nice, delicious, full-hearted craft beer, instead I'm forced to drink the domestic. Well, I guess it's not domestic, but your average run-of-the-mill pea water beer. So, and unlike the chili, where it's so many drops of pee to ruin it, we like many drops of pee in our Corona Premier.
And that is a callback reference, folks. So if you don't understand that, maybe go back and listen to some of the old episodes or watch some of the old episodes. So I see my boy MCG Dub representing here in the comments. Moist nipple gang, which he must be psychic because my nips are slightly moist. So Adam, do you want to give any shout outs to anyone here in the comments? Because I have not had the server life comments up the entire time, so I missed a whole bunch.
Well, of course, I would be remiss without pointing out some of the SLG regular boys. My boy John Harms, Willie Will over at Green Slade Gaming, Chris Monkton over there at Mr. Crunkton on Twitch.tv. One of the recent streamers that I found over there on the Purple, does a great job. Plays a game that I would not normally watch, but I do make it over there because he does put on such a great stream, and his interaction is fantastic. So I do encourage you to go over there and check out Green Slate Gaming and Mr. Crunkton on Facebook and Twitch.tv respectively. My boy Robbie Porter coming in here, of course, it's Cookie Chris Bauer, the Star Lord Mikey G, as of course always in the building. Let's see, other than that, of course, everybody else that's in the chat, of course, thank you all so much for being here. If you're from the RDR side and I do not if I'm not familiar with you, now is the time. My arms are open. I'm ready for hugs. Let's do this.
Arms open, ready for hugs. That should be. We should get that on a t-shirt.
Open like a Creed song. You know?
Oh my gosh! Wow, I haven't even thought about that in years.
Thank you all very much. Do appreciate all of you guys coming in and spending some time over here with me and Steve. I know we appreciate it. So
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
all I got on my end, Steve. If you have some shout outs, please, by all means, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I got a couple folks that have commented over here on Retro Death Row and a couple on the Beer Clock page. My boy Charles Geis, Charles, longtime follower, good dude, good friend. Jared Latursky, Thumb Tacos here on Facebook Gaming. Check him out. Really fun guy, really weird sense of humor. 100% the sort of thing that I'm in for. Daniel Clay, Crazy Clay Gaming, Castle Maniacs, says, does it make me an alcoholic if watching this makes me want to drink? To which I say, probably not, but I'm not a professional and probably shouldn't answer that question.
I didn't even know Daniel was in here. Yeah, I guess Daniel's okay too. Over there at Crazy Clay Gaming, Castlevania X. Yeah, he's okay. He's
all right. He's all right. Yeah. Brand new father of twins. So big shout out to Daniel Clay. Much love, buddy, and congrats on the new additions to the family.
Absolutely.
Daniel Oldenkamp, longtime buddy from college. Big Dan. One of the absentee mods of Retro Death Row over on Twitch. Elliot Wilson had 794 days of followers, so rock and roll there. Justin Fleury, I wandered into the wrong part. Here for the masculine stuff. I'm not gonna read that second part. Welcome in, Jay Flo. We're glad to have you.
Jay Flo.
Jay Flo. But yeah, I never mentioned what I'm gonna drink tonight. I've never had this before, but I'm very excited to try it. This is called let's see if I can make you see it. Steel Drop by Boulevard Brewing Company. Boulevard from right here in Missouri, Kansas City, where your boy Steve is from. It says here it's brewed with fair trade small batch coffee. It's a nitro cold brew milk stout, which, have you ever had a milk stout, Adam?
I have. They're not generally in my wheelhouse of beers that I would normally go to, but I have had one or two that I have liked. I'm actually kind of warming up more towards some of the darker beers, especially kind of in wintertime, as one is wont to do. But I find that I'm more on like the chocolate portion or like vanilla of the milk stouts. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, still got to add a little bit of of douchey.
Got a little bit of got to have at least some mild douchiness here. So yeah. Steep Drop. I think I said Steel Drop earlier. I'm gonna say Steep Drop, but I'm interested in this coffee cold brew milk stout. I love a good milk stout. It says dark velvet roast. So typically with a milk stout, you just crack open, this is in a can or a bottle, just invert it and it just glugs out of whatever the container it's in, and it puts a nice thick foamy head on it and stuff. This one, it actually says on the side of the can to invert it 3 times, 2, 3, and then we're gonna pour it. So
well, I think I speak for all of the chat where coming from your normal beer pours, can we see this beer pour in action so you can kind of clear up any of the anti-professionalism comments that we've had about your previous beer pours?
well, this pour is going to be a little bit different because there is no angling needed. Actually, you shouldn't angle this.
Oh, look at it. He's a savage, folks. He's just pouring it right in there.
Straight upside down, yeah. So there we go. Not as foamy as I'd expected.
He's got a Budweiser that's craft enough for me. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. You know? I'm not above drinking a Budweiser.
And like swirl it and then...
Mr. Crunkton says he's triggered by that pour.
Triggered by that pour.
Is a dragon that lives inside me.
Get on my level, Crunkton. Yeah, no, man, a milk stout, it's a great beer, and yeah, you want to resist the urge to angle it because they call it a hard pour. The hard pour actually is what kind of makes the flavor what it should be. So it's good.
John says Bush Latte is as far right as he goes.
Bush Latte?
The old Bush Latte. Yeah, I guess there's a whole movement of Bush Light drinkers that refer to it as Bush Latte. I even feel like there was a whole commercial ad based, or not a commercial ad. There's like one of those video, like YouTube famous video guys. He has a big shtick with Bush Lattes as well. So it's like a thing.
That's interesting. Not heard that, but I don't know that I.
Yeah.
This is gonna. Speaking of being douchey, this is gonna sound kind of douchey. I don't know a lot of Bush Light drinkers.
Well, I was gonna say you're not from the Midwest, but you kind of are. So.
Oh my gosh!
He punched me in the face with his hammer of Thor, Steve.
Okay, there's a domestic issue going on over here. So sorry about that. Hey, we appreciate. Yeah, hello to the morning zoo over here. No, thanks a lot for coming out today, guys. We really appreciate you doing that. I know we don't get to quite do this George W. Bush latte we got over here in the comments. We appreciate you guys coming out. We try to do these every couple weeks, almost like clockwork. When the second week rolls around, something happens that causes us to not be able to do that on time. So thank you for bearing with us in that and still continuing to show up. When we do actually have this. So
you guys are the real MVPs.
The real MVP. You're right, man. You guys are the real MVPs. In the description, you'll find a link to beerclockpodcast.com, or you got thumbs, just type that thing in, beerclockpodcast.com. You can find all of our links and whatnot right there. So
we own it now. We're official, guys.
Yeah, absolutely official. We're official AF, even as the TikTokers and the youngsters would say, right?
As the youngsters would say, you damn whippersnappers. As Spellcaster would say.
That's right. So, Adam, streaming life, how's that going?
It's going good, man. Every day is just as fun to click live as it was the day before. I look forward to hanging out with everybody that comes by and says hello. I actually just recently, one of the things that I've been getting into is putting a poll in there, but instead of having a poll, I put like conversation starters. And I like to put in, like, it says the options, like, well, my go-to is, or the second one is just like, I'd rather lurk,
Right.
And one of the questions that I had on there was, what is your favorite part about streaming? Because as you probably have as well, some of your viewers are consisting of fellow streamers or just viewers only. Mm-hmm. And they might have their own kind of takeaways from what they like about streaming and this and that. And one of the common themes that I noticed, as well as my own answer to the question, was that I just get to meet so many different people around all different parts of the world with their own different kind of backgrounds and childhoods with gaming and all those kind of unique organic conversations that come a part of that. And as you get to know people on a more personal level, you kind of share inside jokes with each other and things like that. And just got to meet so many great people and develop so many great friendships that if I had never decided to buy a gaming computer, I never would have met before. And I think to me that I know it sounds like such a cliche douchebag thing to say, but to me, I think that's more than any kind of star or supporter button or anything like that can show for it, because at the end of the day, I like to come down here and play a game and hang out with my friends. And I think even more so now in the social environment that we're in, a lot of that has to be done virtually. And it's just a rewarding experience to not only talk to people while I'm playing games, but also even, throughout my day with just like sharing memes and things like that. So I've always looked forward to that. And the more that I do it, the more I'm starting to meet new people, like more new people that are coming in and becoming regulars and developing those friendships and things that way. And yeah, so I'm trying to get away from doing my success around numbers and views and all that kind of stuff, and look to what's more important. And what got me into it in the first place was building relationships with people that I'd never met before. So in that aspect, I'm good. I'm as gold as could possibly be. So keep on keeping on and still being there and having a great time with my friends. So can't complain. We're all good over here at SLG.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, man. Yeah, Adam was a viewer of mine way back when, before SLG ever existed. And he came on stream one night and said like 5 words total. And then at one point, we kind of became buddies after that. Or actually, I guess before that. But he eventually told me he wanted to get in a stream. And I'm like, this guy... I don't know.
He's not gonna make it.
He was a really funny, nice guy, but it was like he got on the game that night and like never said anything. But no, he's an awesome streamer and he's a ton of fun to watch. So if you do enjoy watching video game streams, check him out. I stream over at twitch.tv/the-retro-death-row. And you can find me over there Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's kind of all I want to say right now about Retro Death Row, other than I will echo what you had said. Appreciate the heck out of my followers and love the community building that happens there. And it's just been a pleasure. That's all I can say is it's a pleasure. So much love to all you guys. And yeah, just appreciate it so much. And you guys mean the world. So thank you for that. That being said, though, we have never done this on the Beer Clock podcast before, but we wanted to play a game with you guys tonight. And this is something that we started just recently here over on my channel on Retro Death Row over on Twitch, is something called Fart Roulette. So,
SLG viewers, your prayers have been answered.
So how does Fart Roulette work? The way that Fart Roulette works is we pick a number between 1 and 112, because I have 112 farts stored up personally inside of me. No, actually.
I've farted that many times.
Yeah, I have 112 farts inside of me, doctor. It's a condition. I live every day in pain. No,
in pain, in stomach crippling pain.
So what we do is we pick a random number, and then we play the sound of that fart on the corresponding app that I have on my phone. And we after that, we have a competition to see who can come up with the best name for that fart. So we would like to involve you guys in that. So first thing I will say here is, actually, why don't I want to give you the honors, Adam. Between 1 and 112, what number would you like to choose?
73.
73. Okay, so we're going to pause the music. And we're going to play number 73. And you guys have to...
fair, I don't know if you've had music on this whole time.
That's true. Adam can't hear the music. It's happening, but he can't hear it. We're going to play this sound for you, and you guys try to come up with the best name that you can think of. Ready? Oh, I got to turn my volume up, obviously. Sorry about that. Here we go. That was a very short one.
I feel bad that I can't even hear it.
You can't hear it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I got an ad pop up. Oh my gosh. One more time. It's very, very short. It's coming through my microphone, so you should hear it, but
I mean, I know a fart when I hear one, Steve. And I'm not hearing
wow.
a fart.
That's crazy. Well, okay, I can tell that the chat's hearing it because it's popping up on the screen. Here, let's see what names we can come up with here for this. You guys give me what you got, and let's have a look here. So, because it's popping up on the screen.
Willie Will says the quickie. John Harm says the piglet snorter. Terry says, "Oops, I bent over fart." And Elliot says the butt killer.
The butt killer. Oh wow.
Fear to be is here.
Chris Acker says William Shartner.
Or William Shartspear.
So, I've got some comments over here on Retro Death Row. Adam, you've got comments over on Server Life Gaming. Why don't you pick your top 2 favorites, and we'll see if we can narrow this down to a winner here.
Well, I have to go with Piglet Snorter because that's just fun to say as the number 1 choice for me. And secondly, man, it's kind of close between the quickie and the oops I bent over fart. In lieu of professionalism, I'm going to go with the oops I bent over fart.
Okay, oops I bent over. All right, so Piglet Snorter and Oops I Bent Over we have here. So I've got to go with William Shartner because that's a great name. William Shartner and Thumb Taco says Rocky Mountain Ripper.
What does the Rocky Mountains have to do with this?
I don't know, but I just like the sound of that. we're gonna publish this. The poll is up over on Server Life Gaming, so this is a good time to say we're monitoring all comments over on Server Life Gaming. If you would like to vote in the poll, please go over to that page, and we'll get our results here in just a minute. That one was a very brief and borderline angry sort of fart. It was just like a that's it. That's all you got.
Man, I feel like I picked a dud. Out of 112 possibilities, I have to pick the small one?
Let's have a look here. Oops, I Bent Over is currently in the lead. Elliot Wilson says it was a very deliberate fart.
This was like a warm-up shot, says Elliot.
See, the thing that we've discovered since playing this game is that every fart has a personality and every fart has a story. There's so much that can be said and used to describe a fart in a name. So yeah, there's always something to be learned there. I'm going to try to see if I can find... see if I can get us another one here. We have a tie right now between Piglet Snorter and William Shartner. Piglet Snorter with 4 votes, William Shartner with 4, Oops I Bent Over with 3, Rocky Mountain Ripper with 1.
Rocky Mountain Ripper sounds like a beer.
Rocky Mountain Ripper, I would think, would be a little bit more hearty than that particular fart. That was a very stingy fart. Yeah, so.
John says it was the kind of fart that happens with a sneeze.
That's true. That's true. Like when something happens and you're not expecting it, or like someone jumps out from around a corner and you've got one inside you that you've been holding and trying to keep in, and they scare it out of you like that. Like so, and a little bit sneaks out. That's kind of what it is. So, we'll give it just another moment here. We've still got
Elliot
that tie.
says Ray Stinkle.
Ray Stinkle. Oh my gosh.
Hi, I'm looking for Ray Stinkle.
And a
new
clean pair of shorts.
Sounds like some amphetamine trick. Rocky Mountain Ripper.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and call this one a tie between Piglet Snorter and William Shatner. So Chris Acker from the Retro Death Row side was William Shatner. Who said Piglet Snorter? Do you remember?
That was John Harms.
John Harms. Good job, John Harms and Chris Acker. So you guys win round number 1. You have to share the trophy though, because yeah, that's how it works when you tie. So all right.
Congratulations, you win nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Other than our respect for successfully naming a fart. So all right, we're gonna do one more. Willie Will, I think, said 43 earlier. So we're going to do 43. And Willie Will sent some stars earlier. Thank you for those stars, Will. Appreciate that. All right, guys, here's number 43. Now, again, I'm going to play this sound, and you guys have to name this fart. And it really works out the best if you give it a name that has to do with what it sounds like. So you ready? That was another really lame one. I'm going to pick a better one. That one's too... All right, here we go. These are all...
Steve.
Here we go. All right, guys, have at it. Let's get to naming here. What's up, Dre Poirier?
And no, at no point did Steve and I say, we don't have anything to talk about on this podcast, so let's just do farts the whole time. That conversation did not happen, I promise you.
Yeah. So we're going to do the same like we did last time. We're going to pick 2 entries. Since we got people answering on both pages, we're going to pick 2 entries from each page. So get those names in there. Yeah, it's funny. When we were discussing this, we were like, yeah, this will be fun, right? This will be something different. And now we get here, I'm like, wow, this is beyond lowbrow. I'm used to doing this with my own content, but not so much with something involving someone else. But now that I think about it, though,
this
Adam,
is what my channel is on a nightly basis. If anybody's here for my channel, this is nothing new. This is SLG,
right?
Typical Wednesday night. So we got some candidates. We got Raspy Fart from Pete. We have quotation marks nothing from Elliot. We have Ass Trumpet from Keith. The Squeaker Wannabe from Willie Will. The Tight Cheeked Squeezer from John Harms. And Terry with the Fart Cocktail.
Fart Cocktail. So who are your top 2?
I mean, again, John's nailing it with the tight-cheeked squeezer. That's a good one. And I think we have to recognize Ass Trumpet as well, just because that sounds like sounds Kenny G-esque, even though
Kenny G-esque. Oh my gosh.
It screams class, you know. Elliot says short, sweet, and to the point. Terry says, I call that one, I don't dare squeeze harder.
Yeah, never trust a fart. Yeah, we all know that.
Especially when you have the flu.
I'm going to pick 2 from over here. They're both actually from the same person. Daniel Oldenkamp said the pitch pipe. And I think this was what this one had to do with the last fart, but I don't care because I really like the name. The creaky door. Okay, we're publishing the poll now, so vote on the best name, and we shall see what we shall see. Oh, another vote came in, by the way. Piglet Snorter pulled ahead of William Shatner, so Piglet Snorter may have won that one.
John Harms with the late entry, taking the gold medal. Of the second one, I think I'm inclined to go with the pitch pipe. That's a good one.
Creaky Door and Tight Cheek Squeezer are taking an early lead. The pitch pipe. Oh, pitch pipe equalized. Wow, this is a dead heat here, folks.
John says Adam's old chair. Ah, it's cold. Terry says that one was called a cover-up.
A cover-up. Called Watergate.
Andrew Harris says the Carolina Ripper instead of Reaper.
Oh, there you go. Did you hear that one, Adam?
I did not. I'm fartless over here, Steve.
How are you not hearing these? Man, that's crazy. It's, I don't know how that's not picking up.
Maybe I have an anti-fart filter on my microphone.
Apparently. Sheesh.
I'm going to have to check the settings.
Freaking Discord ruining our fun here.
Here it is. Fart filter.
Oh.
Damn it. I got it checked.
Tight Cheek Squeezer pulled ahead by 1 vote. Let's see if it holds.
Oh, man. John's going to run away with it.
Are you surprised at all that John Harms is winning, though?
Not even a little bit. Gotta love OBS filters. It's in your favor, Adam. John says he's fart tone deaf if it's dry. It's gotta be wet only.
There was a great one earlier. I can't remember what number it was. I wish I would have written it down.
Oh, here it is. The fart filter was on.
All right. We're going to give it to John with Tight Cheek Squeezer. He's holding steady in the lead. So, John, congrats. Pat yourself on the back. Give mom and dad a call and tell them that you won twice tonight.
Let's go, Benny Hill Harms. Take it.
Brag it up. All right, I'm going to try one more time and see if Adam can hear this. Hold on here.
Oh, shut no.
Did you hear that?
I heard that, I think.
Okay, we're going to do this one between me and Adam here. Hold on.
Okay.
One more time. Okay. All right, Adam, this is going to be a competition between me and Adam. So,
my submission is the Quack Attack.
The Quack Attack. My submission is Just Left Church.
Just left church.
So it sounds like the type where it's like I've been repressed for a long time here. I finally made it in the clear. This has got to get out of me.
As soon as the door opens, as soon as the creepy door opens,
yeah.
You let go with the Just Left Church.
Even the Lord is like, you know what? I understand.
Willie Will said, to be truthful, Adam's used to loud wet sharts, so these little farts don't peak his radar. I'm on an elevated level of bodily sounds.
Elevated level, ah.
John says the after doctor visit sound. Oh my gosh, you guys fail to disappoint. Or never fail to disappoint, I should say.
We're neck and neck. Just Left Church is in the lead, but only barely.
You know what I mean.
I should just end it now so I can win.
Let's just end it now so I can win.
While we're letting the votes come in, it's funny because as we look online to find things to discuss for the podcast. We like to try to find a variety of subjects to talk about. We're both.
I'm fuzzy, Steve.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you waving it now. It's like I saw.
Get on fuzzy.
Wave harder, wave faster. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, you guys. Hey, thanks.
We do a lot of Googling, and we'll find stuff that's fun and some stuff that ends up getting thrown away. But the thing is that, and I'm sure you guys have noticed this, is that the more time you spend Googling stuff, the more suggestions you get like that. I was looking for a handheld vacuum cleaner a while back, and now I can't stop getting suggestions for those. Since the Beer Clock podcast has started, Google definitely knows that I'm interested in Alex Trebek, because I get Alex Trebek news constantly, even though the guy's been dead for months. God rest him. God bless you, Alex Trebek. Same thing with the Desert Monolith. I get all kinds of news updates on the Desert Monolith. And then the last one, it looks like we're gonna call it for Just Left Church. Just Left Church was 6 votes versus 3 votes for the Quack Attack. So good job, Adam. Good game, but the best man won, it looks like. So
thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'll remember this.
Last thing that Google has learned about my search history is that I love a good grilled cheese sandwich, because I get grilled cheese web page recipe suggestions constantly. And that's because of something that happened on stream recently over at twitch.tv/theretrodethrow. And we're going to show that to you right now. So buckle up.
This is good.
Cheese Whiz and Swiss. Cheese Whiz, really?
I don't think.
Where did you learn that? I have never heard of that before. I want to try something out here. Hold on. Okay. I've got some dark, ominous music playing. This is a post from r/grilled cheese on Reddit. A grilled cheese consists of only the following items: cheese, bread with spread, usually butter. This entire subreddit consists of melts. Melts is in quotation marks. Almost every grilled cheese sandwich I see on here has other items added to it. The fact that this subreddit is called grilled cheese is nothing short of utter blasphemy. Let me start out by saying I have nothing against melts. I just hate their association with sandwiches that are not grilled cheeses. Adding cheese to your tuna sandwich? It's called a tuna melt. Totally different. Want to add bacon and some pretentious breadcrumbs with spinach? I don't know what the hell you'd call that, but it's not a grilled cheese. I would be more than willing to wager I've eaten more grilled cheeses in my 21 years than any of you have in your entire lives. I have one almost every day, and sometimes more than just one sandwich. Want to personalize your grilled cheese? Use a mix of different cheeses, or use sourdough, or French bread. But if you want to add some pulled pork and take a picture of it, make your own subreddit entitled Melts, because it's not a grilled cheese. I'm not a religious man, nor am I anything close to a culinary expert. But as a bland, white, Midwestern male, I am honestly the most passionate person when it comes to grilled cheese and mac and cheese. All of you foodies, stay the hell away from our grilled cheeses and stop associating your sandwich melts with them. Yet again, it is utter blasphemy, and it rocks me to the core of my pale being. I stopped lurking after 3 years and made this account just for the sole purpose of posting this. I've seen post after post of people's grilled cheeses all over Reddit, and it's been driving me insane. The moment I saw this subreddit this morning, I finally snapped. I may even start my own subreddit just because I know this one exists now. You heretics, respect the grilled cheese and stop changing it into whatever you like and love it for what it is. Or make your own damn melt sandwich and call it what it is. A melt. Well, okay, that concludes our dramatic reading for this morning.
Oh man.
Oh man, I just mean him. Yeah, Google thinks I'm obsessed with grilled
time.
cheese sandwiches now.
I don't think you could have picked better music to go along with it as well, because it truly personifies a man who is at the end of his rope in front of the keyboard, just fuming about grilled cheese sandwiches, you know? Like, it totally encapsulates that.
Yeah, you can tell it's like this guy cares a lot about this. You know, the amount of passion that went into that writing. I don't know that I've ever felt that about anything. That's crazy.
My favorite line of that whole thing is when he says, I woke up and saw this morning and I snapped.
The part that always gets me is where he's like grilled cheese and mac and cheese. It's like, oh, okay. So you shared that. It's like, I wanted to say, where's the mac and cheese post going to come in? When are we going to get to see that? So,
oh man, just imagine feeling that passionate about something as simplistic as a grilled cheese. And actually, it's so crazy that this is coming full circle, because I swear to God, if Elliot Wilson is still in this chat, I swear on everything that I own in this entire house, he made a post about a bacon and dill pickle mozzarella grilled cheese, and I swear it took everything in my power to comment and be like, that's a melt.
That's a melt.
I swear that happened today, and then you hit me today with the I think I want to play the grilled cheese video, and I was like, no way.
Yeah, it was crazy because I saw that Reddit post that morning, and I was like, I want to share this with everybody, and like on the fly, I found that music. All I did was I went to YouTube and I searched for like epic sinister music or something, and that was the first thing that came up. So I clicked it, and it worked out really, really well. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's really good. It's really good. The fact that he's like, I have at least one sandwich every day, sometimes more than
more than once, and I'm gonna be like, good Lord, what is it going on in this guy's arteries?
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe change your diet up a little, bro, because that sounds unhealthy.
That's funny. So yeah, Google thinks I'm obsessed with grilled cheese sandwiches, but I do get a lot of nice suggestions for grilled cheese. I've had seen some questions coming up here in chat about like the best way or how they like to make a grilled cheese sandwich. You know, what if there's a certain way they want it cooked, or with certain ingredients or whatever. But yeah, a good grilled cheese is kind of hard to beat. So.
Willie Wilson, he talks about his pale being, like, as a pale Midwestern man. You know,
this is all I have in my life.
I'm the leading authority in not only grilled cheeses, but also mac and cheese.
Yep. Grilled cheese and mac and cheese. So
it's the man who stands by his convictions right there.
Let's go ahead and jump on into some articles here. Dan Camp or Daniel Oldenkamp in the chat brought this up a little while ago, and it's funny because I had already planned to talk about this, but when he brought it up, I would decide to bump it to the front of the line. The disappearing history of Fry's Electronics. Anybody familiar with Fry's Electronics? Fry's said operations would begin winding down today after the difficult decision to shut down its operations and close its business permanently as a result of changes in the retail industry and the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Sad to see another retailer go. Adam, have you ever shopped at Fry's, or do you know anything about Fry's?
I have not heard of it. Andrew Harris actually in the chat earlier posted the same, not this same article, but the same topic in chat today, and was said that something to the effect of like, you know, this company never honored anything they ever sold or anything. So obviously he has a negative relationship with Fry's here.
Wow.
But I can't help but notice how screaming 1980s that logo still is.
Seriously, yeah, look at that logo. I want to know, like, is that a present day or what? I mean, I assume it is, but yeah, that's,
you know, I mean, that's straight out of like Stranger Things right there. Like, as in terms of aging, you know.
The San Jose store paid tribute to the first astronomers, the Mayans, with settings from Chichen Itza, with a temple at the entrance, palm trees between shelves, and speakers that played the sounds of birds chirping. Wow, man, sheesh. Yeah, I'm gonna be right there with you, Adam.
Cheese whiz.
We never.
And
Oops.
Swiss.
I never went to a Fry's. We don't have Fry's around here, but I do know that. It's got a reputation, and better than what Andrew had said. So Andrew may have had some bad experiences, but I know a lot of folks are going to be really sad to see it go. It just kind of sucks to see another longtime retailer like that go under. Pretty sad deal. Yeah, they're starting the process and they're going to be closed up pretty darn quick from the sounds of things. So, yeah. So neither of us really having any experience with Fry's. I guess we kind of don't have a lot to say about that. Would anyone else in the chat have anything to say about Fry's? Tanis says, I very much always enjoyed the variety and customer service of the Fry's here in Vegas. Always on top of their game here.
Willie Will says the Aztec one's in San Jose.
Yeah.
So it must be more of a West Coast thing, because I think Terry says that she saw him in Arizona, but she never went. So I feel like it's definitely more of a West Coast.
They did say coastal, but I know they're in Texas too, though.
Oh, maybe it was by that lake that you went to that had the terrible water.
Yeah, really. the toilet water lake. Ugh, Lake Texoma, people. Don't ever drink any water from there. It's the worst. So, yeah. Well, all right, we'll move on to the next article then. That one was just kind of a touch point, but yeah, Hollywood's bringing video games to the big screen with major castings. We got a few things going on here. We got here Pedro Pascal, what's her name? Kate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis showing up on screen here. Looks like Pedro Pascal is going to be in the HBO adaptation of The Last of Us, with Jamie Lee Curtis and Kate Blanchett going to be in the Borderlands adaptation, which is going to be pretty crazy. I'll be interested to see both of those. Scroll down here a little bit. You also see the one that I'm really excited about. Oscar Isaac to play Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid adaptation. That I think is spot on casting.
I feel like they should have had John Cena.
John Cena to play a Solid Snake?
Yeah, because you can't see him.
Because you can't see him.
You know.
Oh, see, I don't know anything about wrestling, man. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what that means.
I don't know anything about wrestling either, but I know that you can't see John Cena.
Well, you know, it's funny because I always wondered what that thing was when he waves his hand in front of his face. Now I guess I know. He says that people can't see him. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's a thing? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Wow. Okay. Cena, I don't know, man. But my parents didn't allow me to watch wrestling when I was a kid, and then I never got into it when I was older. So, it's kind of funny you said that because I was like, John Cena, he's like way too beefy. But no, I get what
He
you're
looks
saying.
nothing like Solid
Yeah,
Snake.
like nothing like him. Oscar Isaac, though, man, that's pretty awesome. And they had the picture they have looks pretty rad too. It's like, yeah, I can totally get that. And I love Oscar Isaac. So scrolling down here a little bit more here, film adaptation of Mortal Kombat. Have you seen the new Mortal Kombat trailer?
I have.
What were your thoughts?
We actually talked about this on stream the other night. I think it looks cool. I'm not against a Mortal Kombat reboot by any means. I just hope that they're not going to try to fit 35 Mortal Kombat characters in a 1 hour and a half movie and everybody gets like 8 seconds of screen time.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to movies like that, maybe less is more, and focus on like some more characters and have them have more screen time and showcase their abilities and stuff more, versus like one scene where Melina comes in the background and stabs somebody with a sai, but then like Liu Kang like rips her head off or something, and then that's all that you see of Melina the whole movie. But they're like, hey, we got Melina in the movie, like I know it's kind of hard to do with the universe that's as huge as Mortal Kombat. But
that's tough because they've Mortal Kombat being such a large universe already, and of course we saw a lot of this when the Sonic movie came out. Video game lovers love to freak out about stuff, and they released the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. People flipped out about the look of Sonic, and they went totally back to the drawing board and redesigned it. Thankfully, that paid off really well for them.
Yeah.
And the movie did very well. I read somewhere that it was like the last movie released in theaters prior to COVID or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Kind of crazy stuff, but we watched it. It's not Citizen Kane or anything like that, but my kids enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. It definitely wasn't bad by any stretch, but it's one of those things where I thought the trailer looked good, but my fear is that they're going to try to please too many people. Because kind of like you had said, Mortal Kombat has a really large cast of characters. And there's going to be people upset if, so-and-so wasn't in the movie. This guy wasn't in the movie, or this guy had a small part in the movie. But then the alternative is what you'd mentioned, where everybody gets 5 seconds of screen time. So that's not good either. So
No.
If going for the Mortal Kombat cast, any particular characters you would say, I'm good. Don't necessarily need to see them in the movie.
Well, my understanding is they have a completely new character, right? Like the main character's like a new dude.
Well,
right?
I don't know that he is. They didn't name him, I don't believe, at least as far as I know. Now I'm not like way up on the news about this or anything, but
I'm not either.
They may bring him in and then be like, oh, this is so and so. We just didn't tell you right off the bat, like that kind of thing.
And I did notice a lack of Johnny Cage,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with, actually.
my thought was they may try to make him into Johnny Cage. That's what I thought when I saw it.
I don't know. To me, he was always just such an out of place character with the rest of the universe. I mean, everybody's like, you've got reptile people and people with, dudes with blades coming out of their arm, and undead demigods, and a guy that shoots ice, and then you've got, a dude that's like an action movie star that knows kung fu. Like for real, I mean, that would be like Jason David Frank being in the Mortal Kombat,
which I would be there for.
It would be the same thing. Like Johnny Cage is Jason David Frank in real life, and as cool as Jason David Frank is, don't get me wrong, love me my JDF, Green Ranger for life. Do I think that he could hold himself up against the God of Thunder? I don't know. So I always thought that Johnny Cage was kind of out of place. So, and let's face it rather, like he's kind of the D-bag in the series, right? Especially remember in the old, the original movies, how cringy he was, with the whole those were $500 sunglasses, asshole. You know, like,
Wow,
like,
man.
so like just that guy. I'm not too upset that he's not featured in the movie per se.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they showed characters like Smoke, and it's not just the Scorpion and Sub-Zero show.
Yeah.
But again, I hope it's not one of those things where the trailer shows you all the best parts, and then that's it. And so like you go to the movie like, oh my God, Smoke's gonna be in it. It's awesome. And then the only part you see is him coming out of the smoke. He gets his ass beat. There's no more Smoke in the movie. Like, well, damn it, they got me again. But all in all, I think it'll be a good flick. It can't be worse. I mean, I thought the original Mortal Kombat movie was pretty good as far as B movie standards go. I mean, I was here for it. I was stoked.
I enjoyed the original.
It's not gonna win any Academy Awards or anything either.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. It's one of those, and I know this thread or this theme keeps coming up a lot when we talk about these movies. Is like, it's probably going to be one of those check your brains at the door kind of movies. Don't be expecting fine cinema, but certainly doesn't mean it's not going to be a good movie though.
For sure.
Yeah. Chris Acker says that supposedly the guy's name is Cole Young, but he thinks it will end up being Johnny Cage as well. So yeah, that was my suspicion, is that guy, like, they're not going to bring him in as Johnny Cage, but then you're going to find out that, oh, well, it actually is Johnny Cage or something like that. So I don't know.
I'm mispronouncing his name completely wrong, but Thanthalus has two good comments that I'd like to talk about. He says, I hope they don't butcher the personalities of the characters. We don't need a repeat of the cringy Street Fighter movie. And that goes without saying. If you stack the original Mortal Kombat movie and the original Street Fighter movie next to each other, I mean, Mortal Kombat is going to win 10 out of 10 times. I mean, Street Fighter was pretty bad. I mean, does it have like some little gems in there? Yeah, Raul Julia, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of wrong in Street Fighter, so I agree with that.
Yeah, I will agree with that too. Yeah, Raul Julia, he really kind of nailed that role, and even more so when you hear what went into him taking that part. It's apparently like his grandkids, I think, loved the movie or loved the game so much. He decided to do it for them, like on his deathbed, basically. I mean, he was obviously not literally on his deathbed, but was dying of cancer at the time and died shortly thereafter. Kind of the only redeeming quality of that movie, though, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, come on, really.
Really, though, like, as much as I like Jean-Claude, like, really, he's Austrian, and you're gonna have him be like USA Air Force Guile? Like, it just seems so weird. Like, I don't know. That would be like Arnold Schwarzenegger being Guile, putting a blonde wig on or something. Like, Sonic Boom, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and I always had a hard time with Guile being like the focal point of that movie, because like he always seemed like a real D-bag of a character anyways. And it's just like, oh really? He's like the protagonist here? Jeez. Oh man.
Oh really? I was always a huge Guile fan.
Nah. I never liked Guile. I mean, the chat can call me out for that if they want to, but yeah, I was never a Guile fan.
So is your go-to for a main character like Ryu? Probably.
I was a big Chun-Li user. I was a Chun-Li main back in the day.
Well, I guess like if you had to pick one to make a movie out of,
make a movie out of? I mean, he's kind of your the obvious go-to, and this may be because because I played as Chun-Li a lot. With Chun-Li, like, isn't she's like an investigator? I forget her, because I haven't played these games in a long time. I don't keep up with the Street Fighter franchise, but like she's some sort of like law enforcement something or other, and they easily could have built a story around that. But like female protagonist back in the early 90s, maybe not really going to happen, Yeah. But she's a kick-ass character, and I would have liked to have seen a movie about that. So Kylie Minogue is
play the
Cammy.
game that was based off of the movie, the Street Fighter head-to-head, that had like the cinematic like movie people
You
like
mean the Street Fighter, the movie, the game?
yeah.
I never played that one, no.
I never did either, but I heard it actually is a pretty decent game. And
Really?
It's one that it's kind of like on my holy grail list of games to play. I mean,
Wow.
I haven't played the Saturn. I think it came out for the Saturn. Maybe. It was either the Saturn or the Dreamcast, I think.
Yeah, it's on one of those consoles that has a lot bigger cult following than it has an actual following.
Yeah, I would actually love to play that. I'd love to stream it, actually. Could you imagine?
Oh, that would be
What?
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Street Fighter. I always love that name, Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Movie, game,
Wow, that's pretty hilarious.
cheats, and Spaceballs is the toilet paper.
Tannis says, I hope they showcase Shao Kahn as more than just a one-sided brutalizer and for more than just a few scenes, which that would be interesting. Chris Iger says Kylie Minogue is Cammy. I don't know about that. But yeah. Oh, and Street Fighter. Oh, of course, this is going to be like this is the real F word right here. Street Fighter coming to Fortnite. I think that may have already even happened, actually. Obviously, I'm not a Fortnite player.
It has happened.
It has happened. Gotcha. Yeah. A lot of Street Fighters talk going on here, but yeah. Okay, so going back to Mortal Kombat, I honestly kind of think they leave Goro out of it. I think he would be like a step too far. I want them to, while yes, there is like super like the ice and all that, and I would like for it to stay a little more grounded. And like the big like 6-arm guy or 4-armed guy, however many arms, it's like I don't know. I'm just not excited about the idea of that. But again, that's just me, and the chat can call me out on it if they want to.
Excited about Goro being in the movie?
Yeah, I think he would be the character I would say you can leave him out.
I see.
Chris Acker says there is a CGI Goro. That's in a trailer somewhere, I guess? Oh my gosh. So Chris is apparently way up on Street Fighter news, so fill us in on anything else you got. Clive Morris says he loves beat 'em up fighting games. Ray Hendricks says yo with several O's at the end. What's up, Ray?
What's up, Ray? What's up, Clive?
So, any video games that you would like to see made into movies? We just talked about there's going to be a Borderlands adaptation, Last of Us adaptation, obviously Mortal Kombat's coming, and then Metal Gear Solid. What's a franchise you'd like to see immortalized on screen?
Well, I'm excited for The Last of Us because I think that would, if done well, especially, and it sounds like it is going to be, especially with my boy Pedro at the helm. House Martell, by the way.
House Martell.
I think that has potential to be really good just because the story stands alone. You can take the game out of the story and it still tells a really good story.
True, yeah.
I would have to say, I would have to go with RPG. Like an RPG story like Chrono Trigger would be really cool if they were to change some elements. I mean, of course, the fanboy in me wants to have a Chrono Trigger movie exactly the way that it's told in the game, but does having, Lavos as a spiky creature that comes out of the earth, and all that, is that viable on the main screen thing? Probably not. So I can see why they haven't done something like that. But again, you take the video game out of that story, it's still a really good story. And I think those make the best type of translation moves. I know that's already kind of in topics because I guess it was in development, but then it got leaked and now it's canceled. But I'm honestly surprised that Nintendo hasn't jumped on a Legend of Zelda something. Live action wise, because the amount of money that would bring up alone would be untold. I mean, especially if you did it the right way, and made it really good quality as well. I mean, that would just be an unbelievable cash cow for Nintendo, I would think.
Yeah.
It has the most storytelling capability of any of their franchises. You know, you can't make a Super Mario series. You can't make a. I mean, I guess you could make a Metroid series, but that would be kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, I think Zelda is the most viable Nintendo property that you could make a series out of, and I would watch that. And I'm not even a Zelda game fan, so that's some of my answers, I guess.
Some of your answers.
Not to hog the microphone forever. But...
That's all right. I asked you the question. Chris Acker made a couple good comments here. He said there is an Uncharted movie that's in the works, which I forgot to mention that. Yes, Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake. I'm in for that, man. 100%. I would love to see Nathan Fillion playing Nathan Drake, because in my mind he is Nathan Drake, but he's also probably 50. So I don't know. But hey, well, we talked about last episode, Harrison Ford's coming back to Indiana Jones, and he's 70 something. So good Lord. Chris also mentioned that
Nathan Fillion would be a good choice for sure.
Yeah, in my mind, he's the only true Nathan Drake. Now, yeah, you can get someone else to play him, but Nathan Fillion's always going to be Nathan Drake in my mind. They did talk about making a Mega Man movie a few years back. I haven't heard anything about it since then, so I guess that's not happening. I don't know, but that would have been pretty cool. I actually came prepared. Here's a few games I would like to see made into movies. Ninja Gaiden. It's practically already a movie. When you play this game, you watch the cutscenes. It's practically already a movie. Ninja Gaiden, I think, would be a really, really cool movie with very few changes even being needed to be made to it to adapt it to the screen. All of a sudden, my brain's like, enough English for today. But no, in Ninja Gaiden, I think would be a really interesting movie.
Did you see Chris Acker and Dave Acker when they were doing their faces over the cameras over the characters in the cutscene?
Yes.
They were like voicing the lines.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah,
that was comedy gold right there.
Yeah, it's that was fantastic. Chris and I were David and I were just talking about that the other day. Chris Acker says he would do the voiceover work for the cutscenes. Yeah. That was a really great moment. And yeah, Ninja Gaiden's already got a story that would stand on its own, I think pretty well, without having to be changed too much. Next, River City Ransom. This is your check your brains at the door summer blockbuster sort of fare here. I would say make them like a couple of working men, age them just a little bit. So you can make them like, get a little bit tougher, with it. But two guys going through the streets, kicking butts to rescue their girlfriends. I would be down for that. I would love to see a River
Seth
City.
Rogen and James Franco.
Seth Rogen and James Franco. I can't imagine Seth Rogen punching anybody. Well, I guess he was in Green Hornet. Did you ever watch?
Green Lantern.
Did you watch Green Hornet?
Or Green Hornet, rather, not Green Lantern. Idiot.
Yeah. It was actually a decent movie. I mean, check your brains at the door again, but he did a pretty good job with it. So yeah, man, James Franco, Seth Rogen, that would be a pretty interesting choice there. So, but yeah, I think River City Ransom would be pretty cool. Now this is, and again, I'm talking about film adaptations here. Castlevania. We've got the Castlevania anime, and it's good. Castlevania needs to be made into a feature-length film. I think it's been proven that people are in for the story. I would love to see like a 2-hour-long Castlevania movie. And I would still...
Can I just say how aroused I am at the sight of that sealed copy of Castlevania 1?
I'm going to spoil it for you. It's not actually sealed. It's just in a box protector. But it is complete in box, though. Yeah, it's... I would love to see a movie of it. And I would love to see a live-action movie of it. I think...
I would love to see a live-action one. I can't believe I didn't think of that. I'm actually hurt. I hurt my own feelings that I didn't say Castlevania earlier.
Yeah, I think it would be a really great film to watch. You know, to really dig into, like I said, like a good 90-minute to 2 hour long movie of the story of Castlevania. I would 100% love to see that.
So here, what's my question is what Belmont would you pick as the protagonist, and who would you have play said Belmont?
Dang, that's a hard question.
There's a lot of Belmonts out there.
I know. Man. I think I'm going to go with Simon purely for name recognition's sake. But Simon does kick ass. But yeah, I think I'd have to go with Simon. How about you?
My go-to Belmont's Trevor. Probably
Trevor?
Always.
See, that's I was teetering on Simon versus Trevor, but like I said, the name recognition I think is where I went.
Yeah.
But Trevor name recognition. In the anime, so.
If I was gonna go off the beaten path, I would definitely pick Richter.
Yeah. Okay. See that we're on totally on the same page here. Those are the three names I had in my head.
Yeah. As far as like who would play him, that's a tough question to ask on the spot. I feel like I could come up with a good answer if I had time to think about it. But
yeah,
I think it would have potential to be a really good movie. Do you have any idea who you would pick to be Dracula?
Oh, Dracula.
It might be too heavy of a question too.
No, I can't remember his name. He was he played Lord Blackwood in the Sherlock Holmes movie, and was also in The Kingsman. Hold on one second here.
I've never seen The Kingsman. I've always wanted to see it. Roach type person says Gilbert Godfrey is Dracula.
Gilbert Godfrey, of course. Okay, we need a Gilbert Godfrey counter so we can chronicle how many times Gilbert Gottfried comes up on the podcast here. So
Keith says Henry Cavill as Trevor Belmont or Simon Belmont.
Ooh,
I could get behind that.
I could get behind that, absolutely. Yes. Okay, Mark Strong is the guy's name. Let's bring up some pictures of him here. This is...
I almost say like Guy Pearce as well for a Belmont.
Guy Pearce is a Belmont? Okay, yeah.
I could see that.
Wonder if we close that down.
I would say like Hugh Jackman, but I think he's too old.
Yeah, I don't want to see Hugh Jackman either.
I don't want to see Hugh Jackman either.
I don't know. I don't want him in that role. Not that I have anything against Hugh Jackman, but I don't want to see him in that role. Dang, I'm trying to find a really good picture from the Sherlock Holmes. I guess this would be better if I actually went to the Sherlock Holmes movie. But yeah, Mark Strong, that's the guy that I was thinking of to play Dracula. I think he would do a good job. If anyone else has ever seen this guy, chime in here in the chat. But yeah.
Doesn't look familiar to me, but then again, I haven't seen. I've seen Sherlock Holmes, but it was so long ago.
Yeah. Sheesh, this movie released like 12 years ago. Good gosh. But yeah, he's got a good, very tense look to him. There's a good picture of him right there. He's got a good tense look. He's kind of got the gravelly voice. The Lord Blackwood was a really dark character in the Sherlock Holmes movie. I think he would make a good Dracula. I don't. Yeah, maybe have the whole beard and stuff like Dracula has. I don't know, but yeah, I think he would make it. He would be at least a good contender. But yeah, like you had said before, though, those are really tough questions. But I think Henry Cavill is a really great suggestion. So whoever said that, yeah, that was a really good one. But Will Jim Carrey is Dracula.
you're just begging for like a 1980s catchphrase like "bite me" or something.
Oh, you're right, man. Absolutely right. Wow. So yeah, those were the three games that I would like to see made into movies for sure. So we'll see. Hopefully we have some good stuff coming here. I would like to see more gaming properties adapted into movies because, like we've talked about here. Well, I mean, and then Last of Us, I think, is a really great example of like, these are stories that really stand on their own. Even you could just remove the game completely, and it's a great story. Uncharted, the same way.
Yeah.
But I think
so much. I haven't played the second one. I need to. I just haven't got around to it. But I own a PlayStation 3 and I own one game, and it was the reason why I bought a PS3, and it was for The Last of Us.
Oh wow!
And I'm not disappointed when I played it. It was an experience from beginning to end. Like it was like one of those games where it's just like that's different than in your average video game. That is a good one.
Yeah. It's I've never played it, but I've watched it streamed, and it's like gripping stuff. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I got when it was free on PS4 last year, I got it. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. Like every gamer, like every streamer, I've got like a massive backlog of games I want to play when I have the time. Just getting the time is so freaking hard. So
the backlog is real.
Yeah, the backlog. Resist the urge to make a joke about backlog.
Art says The Last of Us sucks. Started playing it, got halfway through, and gave up. Well, Art, you are a thief of joy.
Yeah, take that, Art.
Hey, I work with Art, so I can say that.
Oh, nice. TikTok user regrets pre-pandemic refused to wear a mask tattoo. So,
Ooh,
Adam, do you have any? Yeah, it has an article even. Adam, do you have any tattoos?
I do.
Oh yeah, you got I see that one on your arm there. What this woman, let's see. TikTok user says she thinks she won the dumbest tattoo challenge on the video sharing app. We're not going to read this whole article, but I will just kind of hit a couple of points here. She says, I got this tattoo. I wanted it for a couple of years. It basically means being true to yourself and real and not pretending to be something you're not. And then went on to say, I could not have had worse timing. She got the tattoo last March. We all know what happened last March when the entire world turned upside down. She got this tattoo that basically, I forget what it says because this picture really sucks, but she says, I courageously and unapologetically refuse to wear a mask. And she's talking about being an authentic person, not being, and got it right before the pandemic. Long story short, throughout the entire pandemic, she had to like wear sweaters and stuff anytime she went out because she was like, I don't want people seeing this and making a judgment about me or my stance on things or anything, and basically kind of having to hide her arm. She says she doesn't want to, or doesn't feel that she's going to get it removed because she still kind of likes she likes the quote and she likes what it's saying. Do you think that's a mistake, Adam?
I don't.
You don't think it's a mistake?
I mean, for one, where it is on her arm and stuff, I mean, people are going to have to be like, oh, what does your tattoo say? Which, if anybody ever has tattoos, that's like one of the most annoying, like, pet peeves, about having tattoos is people inquiring about them to you all the time. I mean, I'm in the restaurant industry, so anytime that I ever have my sleeve halfway rolled up, you get some 73-year-old woman like, oh, what does your tattoo say? And then you got to sit there and you got to, tell the story behind, it's just awkward for everybody. I know the devil's advocate is like, well, if you don't want people asking about him, why the hell did you get him in the first place? So, I mean, I guess that's a valid argument as well. But anyway, going back to this, the placement of it, I mean, and plus I feel like, is it upside down? like she can read it, right? But if if her arm is facing you, it's upside down, so people are going to really have to try to read it. So as far as the offensive factor of the tattoo goes, I don't think that that's a worry. Like you said, I can kind of dig the message behind it. It just is unfortunate timing in the middle of a pandemic, I suppose. But I mean, in the meantime, or in the same breath, rather, if that's how you were feeling when you got it, let it stay that way, and rock it. Who cares?
Yeah, maybe asking, get it, whether it's a mistake or not. Maybe a little bit harsh way to say that, but do I think she should get it removed? I don't think she should. I think she'll change her mind eventually, because for the rest of her life, everyone is going to assume that tattoo is talking about her being an anti-masker. No one is going to assume the original intention of her having that tattoo. So all of her life, she's forever going to have to be explaining to people, no, I wasn't, even like, let's say years from now, when hopefully all this crap is over with, that she's like, no, it wasn't about that. But like, she's going to have to answer that question for everyone. So
you know why? Because people are going to be like, what does your tattoo say?
Exactly. That is exactly right. I know you're joking, but you're right.
I know.
So I feel like she should. I don't feel like she should. I think she'll want to. I think she's going to change her mind at some point here. So I wish there was a way we could somehow get a follow up on this story a few years from now or whatever. So,
Art says you could have the Zelda symbol on your arm and people think it's the Iron Eagle. Yikes! Two very opposite things there.
Very
Triforce, Iron Eagle.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think she needs to feel any sort of guilt over it, because like you said, it's just bad timing. No. But do I think she's going to change her mind? Yeah, I do. I think she'll end up eventually getting rid of it.
See, I wish we could take a prop bet on this if there was a way that we could find out.
I wish there was a way we could verify, yeah.
Yeah. Because I would say that she's going to keep it.
Wow, man. See, especially now that you're disagreeing with me, I wish we could get a follow-up on it.
Okay, this is one of my articles, man. Stop getting on my website, Steve.
Oh, oh no! Pigs can be trained to play video games with their snouts, study reveals.
Yes.
Pigs might not be able to fly, but give them a joystick and see what happens. The thing I think is
There's actually a picture of me on stream in this article. I think it's the third picture down. Somehow they screenshotted a picture of me streaming on SLG. And they posted it here.
Oh, there we go.
If you scroll down a little bit when we get there, I'll show you. You probably didn't recognize it at first as being authentic, but it's one down, one more down.
One more down. There we go.
Yep. So that.
Dude, I can see your nips.
It's an actual picture of me streaming Octopath Traveler at 11:15 p.m. On a Wednesday.
And may I just say, you've never looked sexier.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I feel like the camera adds 10 pounds, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, that is a horrific looking pig.
It really is.
That's the
horrific looking pig I've ever seen.
Name that thing like Nightmare Pig, because pig is the stuff of nightmares. Good Lord. I thought it was this guy. I was like, oh, that's funny. He's making a pig joke. And then you're like, no, one more down. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Terrible. Yes. Wow. So yeah, they trained pigs to be able to play video games here. Let's see. Published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, the paper is a culmination of extensive research into pig intelligence that began in the 90s by scientists working with Stanley Curtis, a legendary swine researcher, in quotes.
Swine. I love how that's in quotation marks.
Legendary swine researcher. Isn't that the thing that you want on your epitaph? Here
Yes.
lies Adam Hoberty, legendary swine researcher.
You know, I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Right? I've written a few
That's
things
a
here.
meme right there.
You might not have ever read it. No, what'd you write? That's the paper about pigs playing video games.
Can I read you my question for it? I read you the answers that I came up with. Hold
Yeah, go for it.
So I had a recent culmination of studies that was conducted in the 90s and early 2000s has concluded that pigs can be trained to do what activity? I have A, shake hands, B, sniff out illegal substances, C, play video games, or D, dig trenches to circumvent flood conditions.
the digging trenches is hilarious, but the thing that it really gets me though is the mental image of like police officers escorting a bunch of pigs in to sniff out
Yeah.
controlled substances.
Like you're at a traffic stop and he's like, sir, you can either give me your license and step out of the car, or I can call the pig in. However you want to do this. I can get a pig down here in 10 minutes.
Make me get the pigs out here.
Yeah, you want me to get the pig out here? I will. Of course, that joke writes itself in another multitude of ways, but we'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, teaching pigs to play video games. I'm trying to think what video game, if a pig could play a video game, what game would they play?
Burger time.
Burger time? Stick it to the cows?
You know?
Yeah.
I was just thinking of ravenously hungry pigs eating hamburgers. Maybe Pac-Man?
Pac-Man? Okay, yeah. Because, running around eating all the little pellets and whatnot. Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Are there any pig video games? There's the pig in Star Tropics, where, like, you talk to him, and he goes oink, oink. Have you ever played Star Tropics? It's awful.
I haven't.
You know, but yeah. You've watched me play it, I think.
It's
but,
awful.
yeah, you talk to the pig, it goes oink, oink, and then it turns around, and you see its beehole. This is in the game. It's like they made a pig sprite, and the pig sprite has a beehole. So yeah, it's horrific. Yeah, it's not quite as bad as that pig that we showed a second ago, but it's still pretty bad.
I'm trying to think. There has to be a video game somewhere where a pig person is the main character, right? I mean, there's earthworms, for God's sake. There's got to be pigs.
Here we go.
I know the villains of Battletoads. Some of those guys are pigs.
There you go. There's the pig's beehole.
Oh, hold
Why you
on.
gotta show that?
I'm not there yet.
Come on, man.
Perfect pork anus.
Oh,
Perfect
nice.
and schlag. But yeah, there you go. You talk to it because it's facing forward, but
I
when
don't
you
think
talk to it,
Adam's very impressed by this.
it says oink oink
And
and
they
turns
say
around. No,
that NES
Look at
games
his
weren't
face.
realistic.
He's not impressed.
Suck on that,
He's not
Game Pro
impressed,
magazine.
impressed by your
Game
pork
Pro
butt.
magazine. Pork butt. Yeah. There you go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's
Wow.
yeah, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, Star Tropics. Maybe the pig would like to play Star Tropics. I don't know. Who the hell knows? I can't think of anything that a pig would play. Burger
Yeah,
Time's
so
a
the
good guess,
pigs,
though.
They had to knock the game little dot or whatever. They had to knock it into a wall, and every time that the dot hit a wall, it would trigger a little treat to come down that was kind of attached to the joystick.
Yeah.
So it had increasing degrees of difficulty. So they would have like rooms in the game that would be 4 walls, so all the pig had to do was move it anywhere. But then they also had it down to where there was only 1 wall left. Like, so then like the pig would have to get it to that spot. And it even learned how to do that.
What
So
I
they
thought
were
was cool is
talking
when
about-
they said they took away the treats and the pigs still played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I feel like there was one little topic about this that I thought was worth talking about, is what happened afterwards to poor Omelet here. It says all the pigs involved in the study, aside from Omelet, who developed health issues and had to be euthanized, lived well following their careers as gamers. Hamlet spent the rest of his life on a bed and breakfast farm, while Ebony and Ivory retired to a children's zoo. Poor Omelet, though, got the short end of the stick on that.
Poor Omelet. Pour one out for Omelet.
Yeah, pour one out for your boy Omelet.
This one's for you, Omelet.
I really miss my homies.
I'll be missing you.
We'll get P. Diddy to make a song about it.
Exactly. We can work that out, right? We got those connections. We're pretty big time here. I mean, look,
Pretty big.
We got like 10 people watching, I think. So yeah, we're big time, dude. Pull those strings.
I would say we could call P. Diddy or just like Diddy as like I call him.
Yeah.
I don't.
I call him
The
Diddy
pigs would
Kong,
play
but he
Gauntlet.
hates that. So.
Or Joust. Joust would be a good pig game.
Oh, Joust. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I'm trying to think like it's something where you have to like go around and search for stuff. Yeah, because pigs like to digging around and searching for mushrooms or whatever. And
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug. Yeah, there you go. So a very appropriate article for the Beer Clock podcast. When I read this, I was like, Adam? Because it goes on to say, Ohio man forgoes food for 46-day Lent beer diet.
Beer diet.
Del Hall of Cincinnati said 2021 marks his third year of giving up solid food for Lent, replacing it with a diet of black coffee, herbal tea, water, and a lot of beer. Man,
Sounds awful.
doesn't it? I mean, it's. I mean, I like beer, but man, no solid food for a month and a half, and only beer and black coffee. I'm just like, what are your bowel movements like, man? Seriously, that's got to be some
and
horrific
not only
stuff.
that, but have you ever tried to drink a beer on like an empty stomach when you're super hungry? Like, it is not even an enjoyable experience, and I couldn't imagine living like that for 46 days.
Yeah,
I'm not that committed of a partier, but this Del Hall guy, he's really hammering it home.
really hammering it home. Says day 3 of his diet, he was already down 5.8 pounds. He says, I only have 3 to 5 beers a day. It's not like I'm drinking constantly. If you eat your standard diet, it gets boring. You don't eat the same thing every day, so I'm definitely not going to drink the same thing every day. Hall said he successfully completed Lent beer diets in 2019 and 2020, each time noticing health benefits of the experience. He said he lost 40 to 50 pounds both years and noticed his blood pressure and cholesterol improved. The human body is an amazing thing. We're used to going through life as hunter-gatherers, feast and famine. The problem is we don't go through the famine anymore. Hall's raising money through a crowdfunding initiative dubbed Sergeant Dell's Virtual Tip Jar. If that name doesn't get you on board, I don't know what will. But he said the money will go towards local bars and restaurants that have suffered losses due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Man, see, like, I want to say that, I want to flex and be like, oh, I could totally do that. But I could not do that.
I couldn't either.
don't think.
I mean, there's a lot of food that I like and drinks that I like, but I can't think of any of them that I want to have for an entire month and a half.
It just sounds like I would have a splitting headache the entire time.
Yeah.
Between being super hungry and just constantly, I drink 3 to 5 beers a day. I mean, okay, damn, like, you have to drink a lot of water to circumvent the dehydration part of that. And I don't know. That just sounds awful. I would not want to do that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I can't think of any place where I would want to eat for an entire, month or drink a specific thing for a month. I mean, just even, man, I just think of that. But that was going to be my question is like, if you had to make that choice, and you're like, you could only have like one thing, or we'll even say like pick a restaurant, and you could only have that for 46 days. I mean, I guess Jared did it with Subway. Where would you want to eat for 46 days?
Well, if I'm not going sit down restaurant and I'm just going like semi fast food, I would have to go Five Guys.
Oh. Five Guys is very good. They are very good.
It is.
I'll tell you what, man, as a food delivery driver, Five Guys is one of the hardest things to deliver without wanting to just dive head first into the bag.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you, man, their food smells freaking delicious, and it is delicious. If you've never had Five Guys, you need to fix that pretty darn quick. So,
Yeah, for real. They got the best burger for fast food burgers, I feel like.
yeah, burgers, fries, it's all pretty killer stuff.
Pretty good.
Adam says, "Look what that turned Jared into." Yeah, apparently eating whatever it was, a Subway for that long does bad things to you. If I was
Very bad things.
if I was here to pick, if I was having to pick something, I would pick local Italian restaurant called Di Jacinto's. Because their food kind of runs the gamut. I could get like a salad or something if I wanted that. I could get some pasta. I could get a steak. I could get a kick-ass sandwich. Yeah, they just do everything, and everything they do is awesome. So that's what I would want.
Nothing wrong with that. Italian food's pretty solid choice.
Yeah, love me some good Italian food here. Let's see here. Looking to see if I missed any comments. Doesn't look like it. Adam and I kind of talked about this one just a little bit before we went live tonight. Buffalo Bill's house from Silence of the Lambs becomes a bed and breakfast. The buyer of a Pennsylvania home that served as a filming location for Buffalo Bill's house in the 1991 movie Silence of the Lambs is being converted into a bed and breakfast. Guy's a cinephile, and he bought the house with the intention of basically doing this. They're having to put a basement in because apparently, even though there was that in the movie, there was not that in the actual house. But he's basically hoping to get some people to come out and pay to stay at Buffalo Bill's house, which they're going to. Yeah. I would like to. I think this is a really interesting idea, and I've heard of other places that have done this too. I wish I could think of some examples right now. I cannot think of any. But Willie Will with 100 stars. Thanks so much, Will. Adam, if you had to stay at a movie location house like this, what's one place you would absolutely love to stay?
Like at a dramatic movie, or a scary movie, one of those.
Any movie.
Or any movie. Willy Wonka's factory would be pretty wild.
Oh, interesting.
If I'm going for luxury, probably Daddy Warbucks' joint in The Sound of Music would be pretty legit.
Daddy Warbucks, that's Annie.
Oh yeah, that's not Sound of Music.
Yeah, Sound of Music, they're up in the mountains and stuff, right?
Yeah, you're right about that.
John Harm says the Step Brothers house.
Wayne Manor would be pretty dope if it comes with the Batcave. And also, it would have to come with Alfred too. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Professor Xavier's mansion.
There you go. See, when I was thinking about this, the place that I kept coming back to is I would want to stay in Hobbiton. But it would probably kind of suck because I'm a full-grown person. But Lord of the Rings,
Rivendell.
Rivendell, yeah, maybe Rivendell would be better. But it's I know anytime they show any of the shots in Hobbiton, it always looked gorgeous and
super
just
awesome to live, yeah.
Cozy, good food, good drinks, just sitting by the fire.
You're outdoing me again. I wish I would have said Lord of the Rings. I've got the blanket behind me, for God's sake.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Castlevania, Lord of the Rings. Who am I? I'm a shell of my former self.
Go stick your head in the sand in shame.
Oh, in shame.
Yeah, that's the only place I could think of. Is I'm just man, that's because the more I thought about the question, the more I just kept imagining going to Hobbiton and experiencing that. Rivendell though would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings universe, just a lot of cool stuff to experience. I mean,
But I feel like the Shire's gonna have like way better beer than Rivendell, but I feel like Rivendell's
Yeah.
wine would be like epic level.
yeah,
I'm not really a wine drinker. I probably want to drink with the hobbits,
yeah,
you know? Especially since those elves, they can drink, boy.
yeah. The elves can put it away for sure. Well, the hobbits can too, but yeah.
Drink Gimli under the table. Yeah, he's a dwarf.
Again, he's a dwarf. Yeah, they got that dwarf metabolism, right?
He's under the table as well as the double part of the joke.
John
Because he's
Harm,
already under the table, right?
Harm says he wants to ride the Millennium Falcon. Who doesn't want to ride the Millennium Falcon?
Very good point.
Antoine says he wants to stay at the Ghostbusters firehouse or the house from The Exorcist.
That's two very different answers.
Exactly, man. I mean, the Ghostbusters firehouse, that I can get. The house from The Exorcist, count me out. I don't want that kind of trouble. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Anybody else have any place that they'd like to stay?
Don't say Mordor.
Mordor.
It's bad.
It's bad. Well, let's look over here. We got another article. Now you got me nervous that I may have picked another one that you may have picked out for your thing, Adam. Alaska woman attacked by bear while using outhouse.
You're safe.
I go out there and sat down on the toilet, and immediately something bit my butt right as I sat down, Shannon Stevens told reporters. That bear gives a whole new meaning to being in deep shit.
Yeah.
Alaska woman had the scare of a lifetime while using an outhouse in the backcountry. She was attacked by a bear from below. I got there, I sat down, and it felt to bite him. I jumped up and I screamed when it happened. Her brother Eric and his girlfriend had taken snowmobiles into the wilderness February 13th to stay at his yurt. I love the name yurt. Yurt is such a great name.
It's a good word. Yes, I agree.
Located about 20 miles northeast of Haines in southeast Alaska. Her brother heard the screaming and went to the outhouse about 150 feet away from the yurt. There he found Shannon tending to her wound. Imagine how that's got to feel. You hear a scream, you go running to see what's going on, and you find your sister bare butt tending to a wound. Not the sort of thing you really want to come across. It's like
Got the bear bitter in the ass.
Dear Diary, top 5 things I hope to never see in my life. My sister bare butt tending to her own wounds. Yeah, that's got to be. But then you also got to think for her, it's no picnic either. She's there, everything just hanging out, catching all kinds of breeze here. Got bears going after her butt. Says I opened the toilet seat, and there's just a bear face right there at the level of the toilet seat, just looking right back up through the hole right at me. I shut the lid as fast as I could. There's a bear down there. We got to get out of here now.
There's a bear down there.
And we ran back to the yurt as fast as we could. So, like, still butt hanging out or what? I don't know. This whole story cracks me up. So it was bleeding, but it wasn't super bad. Anyways, turns out that they really think the bear just kind of swiped at her butt. Didn't actually bite her butt. But yeah, she should have been pooping at the yurt.
Hey, quit pooping on me, lady.
Yeah, he's like, I have good cause to be upset right now. You just crapped on my head.
Jerk.
Oh man, I was looking through to see.
Grandma.
There was another quote in here I thought was funny, but we're just gonna skip it. Yeah, so a woman attacked by bear while using outhouse. Crazy stuff. I have mentioned before. Wait, what was that?
Look at the last sentence though of the article.
I'm just going to be better about looking inside the toilet before sitting down for sure. Good call out, Adam.
Good call.
I'm just going to be better at looking inside. What kind of nightmares do you have after that? You know?
Right.
Like, what's coming out of the toilet after you tonight? Is it going to be another bear
I
or?
can no longer poop in the dark.
Since
Yeah.
when do bears like get at people's butts when you're sitting on the toilet?
I don't know. Yeah, it's like
snakes
well,
where they can kind of hide.
how does a bear even get inside of an outhouse down there like that? Yeah, that's what I want to know. I don't.
That's a better question, I think.
Have you ever been attacked by an animal?
I don't think directly. I remember having the conversation about the dogs that
see the
almost
bear in the
fought
toilet.
right in front
I
of
don't
me
know
when I
why.
was a kid. But I don't think I've ever had an animal try to like straight up attack me before. I've pissed off a few cats in my day, but
But who
nothing
hasn't?
serious. Right.
I've mentioned before. Oh, the dog's there.
There is.
I've
Hi,
mentioned
Gigi.
Gigi. That's the dog's name. Oh, look at Gigi.
Yeah.
I mentioned before my encounter with a goose that one time when the goose bit my finger. That was no fun. There was also one time where I was out in the woods with my cousins, and I walked literally like right on top of a huge snake and didn't realize it. And the thing strikes at me, and now this was probably not how it actually played out, but in my mind it was like inches from my penis. Just because it looked, and all I know is I look down and it's like, oh, this thing's coming at my crotch. And I go, of course I'm a kid, so I'm a lot shorter back then, but yeah,
Right.
I can only imagine, you know, you're going to poop, and pooping time should be happy time. You go to sit down and you got the bear staring up at you. That's probably one of the worst things you can experience, but at least she
sit
lived.
Down, you got a nice shampoo bottle to read.
Yep.
You know?
Shampoo bottle. Yeah.
We read before the age of cell phones, you know.
Exactly.
Bottles.
We joke about it because it's true.
It
Who
is
hasn't done it?
guilty.
You start to recognize the ingredients on the stuff that they're making and all that. Yeah.
I spoke the propylene.
Oh, they're using the glycolmazate benzoate. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a good ingredient.
Compare it to the active ingredient in the name brand. You're good.
Oh my gosh. What's up, Lawrence Reed? Lawrence Reed with some followage flex in there. Appreciate that, buddy. 534 days. Yeah.
You want to come up? You coming up? No?
No,
Got the-
I don't want you. Does it?
Nope.
We'll wind it up here. I got one more, and then we can go so you can let your dog out. The Super Bowl streaker can't collect $375,000 winnings after he bet on himself.
Damn the man.
Did you watch the Super Bowl, Adam?
I did. This is GameStop all over again. These rightful people are being stripped of money that they legally deserve.
I mean, look at that guy. He clearly worked for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
You
no.
can't be mad at him if he beat the system, okay?
Yeah, he found a way to make it work. That's what we're all about here in America. He found a way to make it work.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, so the guy, he goes out and goes streaking at the game, and I can't remember if I read this on Twitter or if one of the commentators said it, but he's like, there's 12 people at this game and we still have a streaker?
There's 12 people at this game.
It's the COVID sports
Pull
events.
up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
Exactly. Announcer Kevin Harlan said very loudly, apparently. So, yeah, Yuri Andrade, 31 of Florida. So apparently, he enlisted a bunch of his friends, and they all put bets out at a whole bunch of different places that there would be a Super Bowl streaker. And then he goes streaking and is getting ready to collect all this money. Adam's gonna go let the dog out. So, he goes streaking basically fulfilling the requirements for the bet. Obviously, he gets on the field, so they've technically won. Well, the guy then is an idiot and just cannot keep his mouth shut. So he keeps talking about how, he pulled this big thing off, and eventually the betting places, I'm not a betting man, so I don't know what these places are called, but they catch wind basically of the fact that this guy had all these bets placed on this thing happening that basically he made happen himself, which is not fair. Once the word finally kind of starts getting out and getting around, it's got to where he's no longer going to get any of the money that he could have won if he would have just shut his freaking mouth.
Yeah. That's true. Sometimes, success is your biggest problem.
Yeah. The thing that cracks me up the most about this story is just what I'd said a minute ago. Is like there's like 12 people at the Super Bowl because of COVID, and they still wound up getting a guy streaking across the field.
It was a nice spot.
God bless America.
Ain't that America? Oh my gosh.
There's few constants in the world, Steve. Death, taxes, and Super Bowl streakers.
Super Bowl streakers, yeah. Guys wanting to show their bare butts somewhere. Advertising a porn site, apparently, which is usually what they're doing.
England,
yeah.
he would have been fully naked.
In England, yeah, Carrie's right. In England, he would have been fully naked.
He
Absolutely.
did not fully commit.
He wouldn't have been wearing the one piece with the website on it. It would have been painted across his body in some way, and he would have been 100% naked. Because they commit big time to streaking over in England. That's true.
Get with it, America. Come on. Now.
No knickers on with his bit showing.
No nigga got all the bangers and mash out there for everyone to see. And so guy's not gonna get any money. Could have cashed in big time, but just couldn't keep his mouth shut about it.
Right.
Do you think you could have kept it to yourself, or do you think you would have been talking it up like Yuri did?
That's hard to say. I've never come into a large amount of money like that, nor have I streaked in the Super Bowl. But I would like to think that I would tell people that I talk to every day. But I don't think I would be like telling everybody, "You'll never believe what happened," at the local bar. Like, I told those dumb sons of bitches there was going to be a streaker, and what do you think happened? Like. No way, and then everybody tells it like that.
Yeah,
I feel like I'd be in the middle. I think.
Yeah, see,
of course, everybody that I know would have already seen me.
On the Super Bowl I'm trying to kill people.
What probably would have happened to me is that, like, especially if, like, of course, in the situation, he knew he won because he's the one who, set the conditions and all that by placing the bet, but. Good things just don't happen to Steve. So if I won, I would be so scared I wouldn't tell a soul. But what would happen is one of my friends would probably blow it because, again, good things don't happen to Steve. That's just not how it works in our family. It's in our genes. We're born to lose.
Good things don't happen to Steve. That's funny.
But yes, I can 100% attest for the fact that, I've never streaked in the Super Bowl. I've never been streaking, period. But if I was in that situation and had thousands and thousands of dollars getting ready to come to me, I can damn well assure you I wouldn't say a word about it.
Something would happen to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, something would happen. But there we go. Well, that's the last article I got, Adam. Did you have anything you want to go over?
Well, I do have a couple articles here, but I do believe I'm kind of running a little short on time, so I'll probably save them for next time.
Okay.
Because the only reason I say that is because one of the articles that I have had a follow-up one to it, which I think would deserve a little bit more time than what I can dedicate to it this time around.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, definitely on the back burner. So already got some meaty, juicy nuggets for episode 7.
Got some meaty
Beer
bits.
Talk Podcast. Some meaty bits.
Some meaty bits, some bangers of mash. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, everybody, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We had a good time, and I hope you did too. We will hope to be back in the next couple of weeks. If you're not already following the Beer O'Clock Podcast here on Facebook, you can just go to beeroclockpodcast.com, and all of our links are on there. It can take you to our Facebook page, take you to places where you can listen to the audio version of the podcast if you'd like to do that. Among other things, there's other stuff on there that I'm not remembering, I feel like, but yeah, check that out. So Adam, want to sign off?
Yeah. Thank you all, everybody, for coming in and hanging out. I hope you had as much fun as we did. It's always a great time getting together. Part of the great stuff about this is I only know about half of what's going on, so I do like the surprise of the Steve factor. Hopefully next time Steve will come up with another Steve gripe for us, as that's always one of my favorite segments of the of the podcast. But yeah, so it's kind of unique for me every time, as I'm sure it's unique for Steve as it is almost for you guys. So I think that's the whole point of trying to make it a nice kind of organic conversation of some two guys sitting around hanging out and be like, oh, did you hear about this shit, or whatever. So it does mean a lot to us that you guys take time out of your busy work week to come by and say hello to us on every other Wednesday. We hope to see you back for the next one. And I think I speak for both of us when thank you. None of this would be possible without you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Again, we really appreciate it. Adam, what does your tattoo say there? JK.
You'll have to zoom in and see.
Yeah, come back next time. Maybe we'll talk about it. We probably won't. We might. Guys, thanks again. I hope you had a great time, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
So I've been trying to think of another food innuendo for genitals. The salami and meatballs.
The salami and meatballs. The rigatoni and meatballs or something like that.
You got me right in the beef stroganoff.
That's an easy one. That's a cop-out.